Okay, time now is 11:58 a.m. in the morning on goddamn my hair. 11:58 in the morning on October 11th. Woohoo babies, woohoo babies, woohoo babies. So yeah, I slept from uh 3:45 till 11:15, which is 7.5 hours clean cut. And I woke up slightly before the alarm rang, and it was a fantastic sleep. Obviously, I wish I could have slept more than that, but 7.5 is like the best I can get, basically, in this day and age. Um, yeah. So, um, last night I couldn't finish what I wanted to finish. Uh, After I came back home, and after dinner, it's already like midnight, and by then I spent some time editing my college update video. I tried to continue writing the Spotlight Journal, which is due tonight, by the way. Very fucked up, I know. And I tried to watch 4 episodes of anime, couldn't complete that. Didn't even finish one episode, and I was already falling asleep again. I keep fucking falling asleep, and every time I watch a film or something, like, I'm at a point where I'm just eternally sleep deprived. Um, yeah, yeah, so I had a good sleep. Today it's a bit more chill. I'm going to the main campus 1.5 hours later to do the whole social security number thing so that I can start getting paid. Hopefully, if Maisie is around, I can pick up the art directing class midterms, because if I don't pick it up today, then like what the fuck am I gonna do? The midterms is next Monday. And finally, I'm gonna go home, rest up, and then I'll be meeting up with Justin T so that we could go to see Megalopolis together at the Grove. And that's fine and dandy. That's nice. That's fun. I'll have cereal for breakfast. I'll have Ralph's macaroni box, um, egg, onion, roast turkey, omelet. I'll have steak tonight. Super late at like 11 p.m. I'll be having steak and the salad kit and perhaps the new pasta. And then I'll have some chocolate ice cream before I go to bed tonight. But all at the same time, I also have the Spotlight Journal that I have to speed run. I'm on 4 paragraphs now, so I believe I'm like 30% done. I'm gonna speed run the last 70%. The thing is, with Spotlight Journal, from how Matt has described it, no one's really taking it seriously anymore. So honestly, if I write a bunch of bullshit and submit it, it's still fine. Um, but obviously, I'm not gonna do that. I want to write something genuinely good. But the more I write it last night, the more I just thought I'm just bullshitting. I'm just writing a very long paper, a very long and needlessly complicated paper where I recommend 5 animes. It's so stupid, actually. Um, so yeah, um, I don't know, but I'm gonna write it and submit it anyways because like who cares? Um, but yeah. It's also true that I'm spending a lot of money buying movie tickets and all that stuff, but honestly, honestly, I have a job right now and I'm getting paid quite okay. And I don't know. I just keep forgetting that I have a job and I can spend a little more than I usually do. So there's that. And nothing else. I'm going to set the next 2 days. The thing is, like, going to set this weekend is a terrible fucking time because it's midterms. Um, and yeah, and also I'm like, I have so much to do and I keep not having time and the energy to do anything. Um, So yeah, who knows? But yeah, I don't know. At this point, I'm already entering mid-October. It's been kind of 2 months since I've returned for round 5, and I'm still floating from point to point in life. I'm still not really achieving much. Honestly, I'm still just floating from point to point. So I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know, like, what's gonna happen. I genuinely don't. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. That's pretty much it. I also need to figure out the film festival thing, because the website, the website wanted to play my film, Sending Asians. Yeah, so much to deal with, so much to handle, so I'm just gonna shut up and I'm just gonna start working all over again. 好奇怪，有時有啲戲咧，你估唔到會有 criteria。sheesh
你未睇過？你睇咗條片咯？係。佢擺喺一齊咧，幾個人。佢個 friend，呢個都正。
你有冇睇過？
睇過少少。可惜太貴啦。
係。
如果全部20蚊，我真係咁喺度攞添。
佢哋成日啲人但係要排隊喎。
我覺得唔排隊。
Why do I so? Perhaps. What? All right, let's go.
You think so?
Of the Bellum, a miracle building material.
When does an empire die? Does it collapse in one?
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of others.
I work without caring what happens to either of us. So go back to the club, and stop the kind of people.
Woo!
Okay, time now is 1:06 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, I'm tired. Just had a humongous dinner. So yeah, today is the day off from the film set. And I think it was okay. I definitely spent a majority of the day outside again. First off, I went to campus. I arrived at around 2:05 p.m. at the college house, and I waited, and there was nobody, so I emailed the woman, and I waited a little bit at the religion place beside it, which was actually pretty interesting. Nice place to rest, first of all. But finally, the woman came down and opened the door, and boom, we went upstairs, and within about 20 minutes, we did all the paperwork needed, social security card, etc., etc. And then I waited a while, and I'm like, "Am I good to go?" And she's like, "Yes." So I also emailed Maisie, the TA, for the art directing class about the exam because I want to pick up the exam today. Because if I don't pick up the exam today, then when the hell am I gonna do that? Monday? But Monday's the due date. So, I emailed Maisie and Maisie's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on set right now, but here's a PDF." So I just got the PDF, so I went to the FedEx office, spent 23 cents, printed it out, and yeah, so I have the exam now. So that's good news because now I can go home slightly early. But of course I waited like 20 something minutes just to go home. So yeah, and in the meantime I, just rested at the USC Village. Took a bus, returned home, and then I had roughly 2.5 hours to chill, and I did nothing. I'm supposed to do something, but I did nothing. I had lunch at 5 p.m., which is omelet with onion, roast turkey, and then macaroni from Ralph's. So here's the thing. Today is the deadline for the Spotlight Journal, and for the last 3-4 days, I've been trying to figure out what to write, trying to write it up, I opened so many tabs from the USC Library website and looked at all sorts of articles about Evangelion and Monogatari series. So, about 2-3 days ago, on Wednesday, I basically decided, okay, I'm going to write about anime. I'm going to recommend 5 art house animes. And then, earlier this morning, I checked, there's a Google spreadsheet called Piece Tracker, or piece tracking, where you can basically see how many people have submitted their pieces, their writing, to Spotlight. And holy shit, I checked it, and there's only 5 submissions, and one of them is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood review, and it's not an academic writing. So I think somebody wrote in the note saying, "Do not read, it's not academic." So there were 3 guest submissions. So guest submissions basically means people who are not part of the Spotlight team submitting their work. And there was 1 staff submission. And that 1 staff submission is from Matt. Obviously, it's him. And his paper was this really long, really well-written, massive paragraphs. And it's a paper from CTCS 192. And I read a little bit of it and I'm like, holy shit. Matt is just... He's only 1 year older than me and he's already way better of a writer and a film critic than me. 100 million times better. In fact, he might be the best film critic I've ever known. Since freaking Roger Ebert. So, I don't know what the hell am I doing. So first of all, since I'm already part of this Spotlight staff, if I submit a piece, the entire staff submission section is just going to be me and Matt. Which sounds cool on paper, but that sounds silly. Because my writing is utter garbage compared to his. And second of all, why the hell am I spending so much time writing for Spotlight anyways? What if I write a lot of shit and it's bad? What if somebody reads it and goes, okay, it's not academic? Because at the end of the day, if I write a really long paper where I talk about 5 art house animes, this is just a glorified version of anime recommendation. It's bullshit. It's not that academic. It's not that scholarly. If I want to get scholarly with this, I would have to maybe focus on 1 anime and then analyze the living hell out of it. But do I have that much time? And I did do some research, and if I do want to research Evangelion, I have to learn Deleuze, and then at some point, if I want to research on Sonny Boy, I have to learn Karl Marx and Albert Camus. Bro, I don't have that much time. At some point today, I wanted to just focus on Evangelion, and then at some point, I'm like, no, but there are other animes I want to talk about. Maybe I could compare Evangelion with Sonny Boy. But later in the day, in the afternoon, I was like, okay. Usually people just submit their papers to Spotlight because it's kind of a waste of time to spend hours and hours and hours writing just for your paper to either be turned down or to be forgotten because nobody reads the fucking journal anyways. Why even bother? Number 3 is the paper idea I've had so far. It's not that scholarly. It's not that academic. People won't be that impressed reading it. And 4th, and most importantly, I don't have the time. Today's the deadline, and I have to rush it, and I still have to go see Megalopolis. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I give up. I'm not going to write it. So yeah, I gave up. I did not write the Spotlight Journal at all. None. So yeah, that's it. This is the second time I've given up on writing something. The first one being a Film 33 script submission. I wrote 2 pages or like a page, like the first scene of a script, and then I'm like, I give up. I don't want to do this. And then now this. But rest assured, the only reason why I want to submit something is so that I can get my writing out there, so I have higher chances of being chosen to go to Cannes next year. But honestly, like, I don't know. I'm not going to... The thing is, Matt took CTCS 192 last semester, I believe. So essentially what's happening is that people would just find papers they have written last semester and then just submit them here. Last semester, the only class where I wrote actual papers is CTCS 394. And none of them are over 2,000 words, and all of them are shit. So I'm not gonna. Next semester, I definitely will submit a paper. I'll submit my Buddhism paper, which I'm gonna be writing for the religion class. But yeah, I don't want to write anything for Spotlight anymore. Fuck it. I also read other people's papers. One of them is this really long research paper, which I'm pretty impressed by. The other is clearly a paper from CTCS 394 about vertical and horizontal integration in the film industry, which is so stupid. What does that have to do with anything? That isn't film criticism, it's not film analysis. It's just like Wikipedia stuff, but churned into a paper. So, I don't know. It all seems so silly now. Anyways, after lunch, I told Justin T to come to my place after 6 p.m. So that, you know, we could take a bus together. So I at first told him, let's meet at the USC Village, but then I realized that's silly because USC Village, walk all the way to the bus stop that I always go to, probably takes 25 minutes, and then, yeah, you know what? I just asked him to free lift to my place after 6. But instead of doing that, he just walked to my place. So he showed up at around 5:45. So I'm like, oh my god, okay. So I changed my clothes, I went outside, and then we proceeded to spend 1 hour on the bus. And we went all the way from my place to the Grove. And because we arrived early, we had about half an hour to explore Barnes & Noble and look at the Criterion section. And it's great looking at Criterions with Justin T. It's always great looking at Blu-rays with a movie fan, like with Michelle, now with Justin T. And you know, it piqued his interest. He's like, okay, let me know whenever there's a 50% off sale, because I want to buy some Blu-rays. So he's roped into this now, because he bought 4 vinyls. Thank God I'm not at that stage yet. But yeah, he said he wants Old Boy. And the only Old Boy in 4K I know, and that's available in the US, is the Neon one, and thank God I have it right now. But yeah, thank God limited editions are a thing. No, not thank God. I hope they're not limited, but thank God I got them. So we watched Megalopolis together, and it was a really interesting film. Had a lot of fun watching it. And very cool stuff. We took a shared lift back home. It's this like this Chinese couple was sitting in the back, and Justin T sat in the back with them, and I sat in the shotgun seat. The driver is Jamaican, I believe, and he drove so slow. Like, it took forever for him to drive us back home, or back to Justin T's place. And then at Justin T's place, I called another free lift to come back to my place. And that is another really long and tedious lift, because it was originally point A to point B, from Justin T's place to my place. But then the driver added another passenger and dropped off another passenger. And then at some point, the driver added another passenger, except this passenger is actually 3 people, which is illegal, by the way. Not illegal, but it's against the rules. It's a 4-passenger car. There's a driver here, and I'm in it. There's only space for 2 more people. But now there's 3 people. So this black guy, black woman, and this bald Asian person, I don't know if it's a guy or a woman, but bald. Barely bald. Squeezed in. And I was squeezed in with the black woman. And she's like, and obviously they just got off a party or something. They're having fun, they're chilling. I'm not having fun. Just bring me home, please. And the black woman was like, how's your night? And I'm like, good. Like, oh, don't ask me that. How's your night? How's your day? Stranger, how's your day? Have a lovely day. How's your sex life? How's your dinner? Like, how was my day? My day was geographical. My day was hydrophilic. Oh yeah, how did my day go? My day was a fucking computational. I don't know. I don't want to use adjectives like great or bad or so silly. Also, the first lift ride, the guy driving almost crashed into another car. My side. And the other car was driven by a black woman, and they were just fucking arguing in the road while waiting for a red light. But it was clearly our driver's fault. Anyways, I'm here, I'm safe. Had a humongous dinner, had a thick ass steak with butter and garlic, angel hair spaghetti, which I haven't had in years probably. And it was a good meal, but I feel really full. I did not receive any call sheets. 0. Zilch. So I DM'd Jing, I texted Jaden, texted Mo. Jaden told me to text Mo, so I texted Mo. So Mo's picking me up at 7:45 tomorrow. Jeez Louise. So I'm probably just gonna go to bed like right freaking now. I'm probably gonna wake up 7:30 probably. I hope Mo gets late. But Jaden, the UPM, told me that we're going to the house at Hawthorne. And I was like, oh my god. Again? So yesterday, we already didn't go to the set again. We still have more shit to build. So I texted Mo. I asked Mo if we're going to build at the house again for the whole day. And he's like, no, we're going to set. And I'm like, okay, thank God. So yeah, hopefully I meet Elin tomorrow. If Elin isn't there, then it's like we almost met but we didn't kind of situation. And I hope more interesting people show up. Another Hong Konger perhaps. But that's like I've never ran into a Hong Konger on any film set. Ever. Even though Rachel worked on No Particular Night, but I didn't run into her. I told her to join. And like, I don't think I've really been on a set with Pepper, technically. Glenn was, again, I told him to join. So I've never really accidentally, oh no, I did, Barry, and Isaac from LMU. That's That's very crazy. That's fucking crazy. We're both PAs too. That was a crazy thing that happened for sure. But yeah, otherwise I'm tired, but I still have shit to do, obviously. I'm gonna edit a couple videos. I'm probably gonna watch an episode of The Elusive Samurai. I can't watch 4 episodes, I'm sorry. I'll work on the religion paper a little bit. So, not doing the spotlight journal really lifted a huge weight. I'm just gonna focus on the religion paper, and hopefully I can get it done by tonight, plus tomorrow night, plus Sunday night. Maybe a bit on Sunday morning, and then I'm good. Oh, also I got the grades from my CTCS 200 first paper. I got 85. 85 looks good, but it's not good in US standards. I want an A. 85 is B. And Laser got a 90. So what the fuck? Am I that bad of a writer? So yeah, I guess, to be fair, I did write that paper on a whim, and I think that's the problem. It's like, I'm not spending enough time and passion and thought into these writings. So I really need to get my time management thing going and just really hammer out some amazing fucking papers. Paper maxing. I gotta start paper maxing. I gotta read more, write more. I'm gonna be amazing, okay? I gotta draw, work out, eat good, sleep good, shave, look good. I probably said that already. I'm maxing out everything. That's the plan. That's the goal. Yeah. Time now is 7:30 a.m. on October 11th. 12. I slept from 3:50-ish, 3:45 till 7:30. I can't wait to fucking sleep tonight. Yeah, last night I didn't watch any anime. I didn't do any homework. And even so, I slept at 3:45. So yeah, less than 4 hours of sleep. That's great. Fuck. Yeah. Hopefully there's coffee on set. I dreamed about going to set, packing things up for the next day, and now I'm waking up and I'm going to set.
But at least there's some other flowers. It's not this blooming. 对不对？这个想法，我的想法是这个东西中国不存在，你必须得把它变成开花了。
Okay, so I'll slate in the park.
Yes.
Do you want to sleep today?
You're giving it to a background person right now, dude?
I love the look.
Muy bien.
Scene 1, take 1, be marked. Everything set? Action!
Okay. I'm gonna call them.
Hey, hear them? Okay, great.
Because they don't know the space when to go there. Because they saw her there, but then they have the whole thing locked. Yeah, I'm just gonna call their name and they can go up. All right. And to make sure the little girl, which do the pickup, okay? Pick up the penny and then turn around. Yeah, 好，哎，就是那样的动作，但是不要那么快哈。OK， 重新眼前啊。OK，pick up the money。太快了，孩子。OK，cut。
从头再来一遍吧。
啊，从头来。OK，let's cut it. Actually. Get it.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is I do want to be a little bit. No. Yeah.
Okay, time now is 11:14 p.m. I just finished dinner. The spaghetti might be spoiled, but I still ate it all. I don't care anymore. I'm gonna die anyways. Yeah, so let's talk about today. Today is a film day, and it's actually, even though this is the 5th day I've dedicated to this short film, it's my first day on the actual set. Jing Chen picked me up at 7:54. Contrary to popular belief, I thought Mo would be picking me up, but it was Jing Chen who picked me up. And I was barely awake. I slept for less than 4 hours. I was dead inside. And the whole city was so foggy in the morning. It was so depressing, really. So apparently, I know nothing. I didn't receive any call sheets. I know nothing. So the call time is apparently 9 a.m. And the film location is at Encino, which is, ooh, trip down memory lane. Because the worst film set I've ever been on turns out to have taken place at Encino. So, we went to some strip mall, like chain store, and we went to CVS to buy some stuff. I didn't buy anything because I already had like a granola bar and stuff in my bag. And then on my way there, Jingshan asked me to cut stuff, like arts and craft shit, so cut up some movie tickets from the 1970s China, and some Chinese money paper. And then afterwards, the chaos resumes, I guess. So the director suddenly asked Jing Chen to get flowers, like real flowers. They were fake flowers, but the director didn't like it. So Jing Chen's like, fuck! So we went to a Trader Joe's nearby, and within like a couple minutes he grabbed some flowers. So we went to set, which is this random bumfuck nowhere elementary school or like preschool. And right off the bat, before I could even put down my bag, I already had to help out. And holy shit, right off the bat, I could already feel the toxicity in the air. You can just feel it. When the set is bad or tense, you can sort of just feel it in the air. So everyone's already serious. Everyone's dead serious right off the bat after we got off the car. Director came out to Jingshan and just started yelling at him. Just started going, okay, you got these flowers. I don't want them. I want these kinds of small flowers. I don't want colorful ones. They have to be like this. They have to be like that. Why are you so bad at this job? Like, she didn't say that, but she insinuated it. So yeah, right off the bat, it's already not great. So I went in and I already helped out, and apparently we're setting up the place, the set. We're putting red signs on top of the rooftop of the entrance of this auditorium, and we place some red flags. They're empty, but they're supposed to allude to a Chinese flag. But it's interesting because, like, okay, you're not putting the Chinese flag there to avoid making the film political, but there are Chinese words in the film. Like, anyone with a brain could figure it out, that it's about China. In fact, the script literally says China, caption. So it's gonna be in the short film. So, like, anyways, I helped putting up the red signs, and I was like on the lookout to see if Elin is here, and I don't know because I don't have the call sheet. Turns out she's not. So it's kind of sad and ironic that Elin and I worked on the same short film, but we never saw each other. Because on day 1 of the shoot, Elin is on set. I'm at Hawthorne. Day 2, I didn't come. So yeah, Elin wasn't here, but I did DM her saying, yo, we worked on the same short film together. And she's like, yeah, I was looking for your name. So that's sad. Another thing is, for the art department today, it felt really small. It was like 6 people, I believe. It's Jingchen, Mo, Mulun, me, and this other girl who, at first I thought she's Chinese, but turns out she says she's from Taiwan. She has a very long face, and turns out she's 19 years old, so maybe I shouldn't insult her. But yeah, she's friends of Mo, and she's actually USC BCA student. At first I thought she's like older than me and more experienced, but no, she's like a sophomore. And we talked, and we actually got along really well. And yeah, I finally put down my bag, I ate a granola bar, and here we fucking go. We moved a bunch of stuff, and I had another tiny injury on my finger. It hurts, but thankfully I'm not bleeding, so it's still okay. Yeah, we worked and worked and worked, moved some bikes, did some ladder shit. Also, like, I know it's like I'm not that familiar with Mo, but there are a couple of moments where Mo is like, it feels like he doesn't trust me that much. He's like, "Oh, you," pointing to the girl whose name is Chun Qin or something. "You help check if the sides are centered while I spot the ladder." So I'm getting the easier job. Mulan also asked. Mulan was like, "Enoch," and I'm like, "What?" Mulan was like, "Hey, I need someone tall," and he's like, "Okay, never mind. I'm gonna get Mo," even though I think I'm slightly taller than Mo. Also, I think Mo and I are the same age, even though he's so much more, I think, leadershiply on this film set. I don't know, maybe it's just that's a topic for another video, but I feel like I act very childish. Like, the other day, David, the black guy, like teenager, was like, "Oh, you two are like full-blown adults. You're like 23 or 22," and I'm like, "I'm 22," and I don't feel like an adult. I feel like a teenager. Honestly, right now I feel like a fucking teen. Maybe it's because I still haven't had a lot of experiences in life. Like, I don't drive, I haven't fucked, and I just haven't had a fist fight, stuff like that. But I feel like a teenager, and I act so young. And yeah, so there's that. And then the first AD is this like white or Latina woman, like old middle-aged woman who was like mean. She's like, "Okay, art department, you guys are so like lazy. You're so slow. Come on, speed it up. Be more efficient." And like, we're already trying our best. So I was like, sure, I tried not to be polite. Like, I wasn't rude, but I didn't skip the pleasantries. Let's not mess around. So yeah, like right off the bat, there's already like an anger in the air, and like because of that, it's like whenever I sense toxicity in the air, my mind would just go a little crazy, and by that I mean I would just fantasize violent scenes in my head. And not necessarily like physically violent, but like I imagine people arguing with me and like me ranting and complaining and somebody saying, "Are you done?" And I would say, "Oh, I'm not done," and I'm gonna continue and I'm gonna be like very ranty, and then suddenly my entire like delivery and my face would just change, and I would just suddenly yell and scream and say, fuck you," and then people would just drag me out or beat me up. I keep imagining people beating me up or laughing at me, and again, that's a topic for another video, but I don't know, I just feel like I have real self-esteem issues. Like, the thing is, I've made 8 short films, and to be honest, like in Cam's Fest, my short film is the biggest one, and it's also one of the most fleshed out ones. Yet, I look at people like Colin and Matt, and I'm like, oh my god, they're like so good at what they're doing, and I'm like terrible. And I'm so desperate for people's validation. And another thing is I always think of people being older than me, like way older. Like Jingjin is apparently only 1 year older than me. Matt is also apparently only 1 year older than me, which is shocking because I always think that they're way older than me. So I often underestimate myself. My soul is younger than my body right now, and I'm underestimating myself. Like I can be a menace to society, but I refuse to be because I cannot biologically. Anyways, at some point, Mulun told me to fire watch some posters inside the theater auditorium, so I sat on the chair and I fell asleep for a whole hour. I just sat down and I just fell asleep. And it was like half awake, half asleep, but that was so comfortable. It's the same principle behind falling asleep on a plane. It's like, it's a very uncomfortable seat, but you're just so fucking sleepy, you have to fall asleep. Lunchtime came at 3. After the sleep, mood was way better. Lunch was not bad. It's a mix of salad, Persian food for some reason, and also terrible white people rice. LaCroix. It's good. And then continue the rest of the day. Continued with doing some posters. I and the Taiwanese girl, we managed to build 3 benches, like wooden benches. Like, like if you order a furniture on Amazon, it you have to build it yourself. But it wasn't that difficult, and also it's nice talking to her. Apparently she's also like in the e-board of TSA, because at some point I mentioned TSA or something, or HKSA, and she's like, oh, we're doing a beach event, you should come. And immediately I'm like, okay, only an e-board member would say you should come, because it'll be fun and we'll all be friends. And I'm like, are you an e-board member? And she's like, yeah, I'm a director of like events. And I'm like, okay, that figures. But maybe it's a good thing. Who knows? Yeah. And then, yeah. At some point I was so tired that I just, like, I feel like I'm a robot. I feel like I stopped being human at some point. I had no facial expression. I'm like this, and I just walk in a straight line, and I just don't really like act normal anymore. I just walk around mindlessly, aimlessly. Like at some point, there are so many moments today where my actions become ridiculous, and these are rare moments nowadays, but I would do that a lot when I was younger, and they're essentially temper tantrums. But in here, they're just micro tantrums where I would do an action and I would just do it a few more times for no reason. Like if I have to pick something up, I would like bend my body down to pick something up, like, and then go up and down for no reason. I almost tripped and fell, but I didn't fall. I could trip, but I never fall. But some black guy saved me. And I started talking to myself and like talking to random things and laughing at random things and just walking around aimlessly. Like, I'm more tired, like I look more tired than I really am, but like, I'm no different from a drunk man. I'm no different from a drunk schizophrenic at some points. But yeah, it went on and on and on and on, and it was fine. And I think, yeah, it is disappointing because there are no Hong Kongers on the set. There are multiple Taiwanese people. Also, it's interesting to see Lo Pan, the apparently very well-known DP in China, work. Obviously, he's not taking this that seriously, and also he doesn't treat his crew that seriously. The director is not good. She is so demanding, micromanaging everything, constantly complaining about she complained to Mo about how there's no communication in the art department. Also, apparently a bunch of other people were supposed to come but were not on set today, like Yun and Ray, because they're all at Hawthorne. And apparently Ray injured his finger near the end of the day. Yeah, and then at some point the Taiwanese girl told me I'm good looking. She's like, "Oh, you're actually real good looking." She said I remind her of Kaneshiro Takeshi, which is such a crazy compliment because Kaneshiro Takeshi is literally one of the most handsome person in the world. And I'm like, really? No fucking way. And the Taiwanese girl was like, yeah, you're objectively good looking. And I'm like, oh my god, okay, thank you, but holy shit. So I'm so glad I've come to a point where some girl I just met on the day could compliment my looks. Because that shit will never happen in a million years a few years ago. But yeah, that's a good sign. You know, I've matured, I look better now. All I need is a better body and a more better behavior, like better speech, better walking posture, better aura. Like all I need are those things, you know. But yeah, it's sad, man. I've never dated anyone, and I don't like people that much, and people don't like me that much romantically. Anyways, again, that's a topic for another video. I digress. Yeah. We left. I returned home at around 9:30. Or actually, 10:30 or 9:30, and Jing Chen asked me if I could come along with him to Burbank at the end of the day. So we wrapped early. We wrapped at like 7 instead of 9. Jing Chen asked me to come to Burbank to help him load a big curtain rig onto a truck that is going to be driven by Gavin, the white husband of the Chinese producer. And turns out that rig isn't even ready. We went to that place at Burbank, right beside the airport, and it's not ready. And Jing Chen was just raging. He was like, fuck, and he started swearing in like 4 different languages. Like, 我操, you know. But yeah, a lot of people are suffering, so there's only one sound guy. One. It's a 2-man's job, and now it's a 1-person job, which is insanely difficult, very tiring. Apparently the camera team's suffering because Lopan is a very demanding DP. Everyone's kind of suffering, and no one's really enjoying this set. This is already like the second worst set I've ever been on. Like, Ensid Misa is still worse by many miles, and Isaac might be the second worst actually. This might be my 3rd worst, but yeah. Yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna try to go to bed a little early tonight. At the same time, my Ring 4K Blu-ray is delivered at like 10 a.m. this morning. I put it in the group chat, the text chat of this apartment, and I was like, hey, my package is here. No one responded. But thankfully, when I came home at like 10 p.m., it's here. Or 9. It's here. Thank God my Ring and 4K Blu-ray is here. So it's all good. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, I still have multiple things to do. I still have anime to watch. I still have a religion midterms paper to deal with, for fuck's sakes. And, yeah, Indiegogo. One more thing. More film festival shit. I just have so much to deal with. Why the fuck am I going to set anyways? The good thing is tomorrow Lillian is going to come, I believe, so one more person that I'm familiar with will show up, so it'll hopefully be a slightly better experience. But yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, tired. My mom's Chinese friend wanted to hang out with me, like have dinner with me, you know, the middle-aged woman. And she's been asking to have dinner or lunch with me for a long time now. And, yeah. Next Wednesday. Okay, time now is 7:45 a.m. on October 13th. I slept from 2:30 to 7:30. So yeah, 5 hours. Not too bad. 5 hours, not too bad. But I feel like I'm dying inside again. Yeah. Because this 5 hours is accumulated with yesterday's 3.5. So yeah, last night I planned to watch 4 episodes of anime. I watched 1 episode and I already fell asleep. I can't. I genuinely physically cannot. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna go to bed right now. So that's what happened. I'm so tired. I still got a whole religion class midterms. I hope I can ask for a slight extension so that I can hand in on Wednesday. But yeah. I genuinely cannot write anything last night. The Indiegogo campaign, they're still verifying my identity. Apparently they couldn't verify my identity last time, even after I provided them a social security number. But yeah, on set today, I desperately need to focus on the midterms while being on set. Yeah, I genuinely don't know how I'm gonna deal with tonight. Like, I might as well just fall asleep tonight. Fuck. I'm so sleepy. My head hurts.
And we had it's a gym, indoor gym, basketball courts and the whole bit, and they transformed it into a grocery store.
Camera. 11 beta, take 3, A mark. B mark.
Okay.
What your WeChat?
We had the Millennium Falcon. So, just a fun scene walk in. That's like paint dry, right? No.
ready?
We're not, let's shoot. Okay, guys, let's take it. 16 part 2 on the slate.
长度还在那儿，哎，对对对，action。脸再往前放一放，脸和糖豆都往前放放两近一点，两个人近一点，糖豆离脸稍微近一点，糖豆低一点，脸往前放。哎，对，在这儿，哎，对对对，然后糖豆往将糖豆在这儿，看着糖豆高高兴兴。Okay, cut. That's all we can cut. Yeah. Done.
I forgot to strap this one.
Oh, Jesus loves. This is open here.
Yeah, it's open. It's 10:45 p.m. and it's dinner time. Dinner in my bedroom. Okay, time now is 12:18 after midnight. Yeah, I just finished dinner. I'm tired. I'm a mess. I just spent a whole hour just looking at YouTube videos. Yeah, I'm so scared of my pie getting moldy. So yeah, okay, hold on. Actually, I need to apply some hand cream on my hands. Hold on. There we go, much better. So yeah, today I slept for 5 hours. I woke up and immediately, Mo picked me up. And I've come to a point where, I guess, because of how disorganized and chaotic this production has been, I don't really know, like Mo texted me and asked me for my address at 2:40 something a.m. which is like I was asleep already, which is crazy because usually I go to bed at like 4:30 a.m. but at 2:30 a.m. last night I'm blacked out. I'm gone. But obviously I already have texted Mo my address, so he found it and he arrived and he drove me there. Now, even though for a while now I've been wanting to meet this Mo fellow and, you know, Hong Kong and Taiwanese guy working together, like, come on, it's a dream team. But today, this morning, it was a little awkward. I feel like at the end of the day, I'm still closer to Jing Chen as I am to Mo, simply because I've worked with Jing Chen like way more than Mo. Also, I've never ran into Mo on campus. Maybe I have, I just didn't know. But I've ran into Jing Chen like twice already, which isn't that much, honestly. Or actually 3 times. But anyways, and also usually in the mornings I don't talk anyways because I'm tired. So Mo drove me and himself all the way to the location at Encino again, same place. And Jing Chen quickly arrived and news struck. Of course, chaos continues. First of all, last night Jing Chen was supposed to head over to Burbank to receive a big rig, including multiple combo stands and 10 feet and 12 feet metal poles that are supposedly going to be the rig we need to put up a curtain. But those stuff are not ready until today morning. So today morning, Jingchen went all the way to Burbank to pick those up. And apparently there's an issue with the gates. It's locked. He can't go in, so he gave up. But somehow that issue's resolved, and Ray, the other Taiwanese guy, went and actually picked up, which is insane because at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. this morning, Ray was literally in ER for an injured finger. And now he's on the set, literally with no sleep, just grinding it out, because such is the film life. But yeah, that's kind of crazy, honestly. So what happened to Ray was the gate yesterday at the big house, not the big house, the small house, stupid house at Hawthorne. Apparently there's a backdoor gate, and he tried to close it or whatever, and the gate just messed up his finger. His fourth finger in his right hand rooted from the nail, completely smashed. So I even saw a picture of it. It was gross. So yeah, thank God that's not me. I would be so fucking pissed if I had to go to this film set, which is terribly organized, and get injured heavily, and I'm not even fucking paid. I would be really, really mad. But anyways, the other bad news is that today supposedly more people are gonna come, such as Lillian. But Lillian, Jing was like, yeah, Lillian's not coming. And then this other guy, who I think is Middle Eastern or something, he's supposed to come both yesterday and today, and on both days he's not come. I don't think he's gonna show up at all, honestly. So today is literally me, Jing Chen, Mo, and Ray, just the four of us. So yeah, and it's basically even worse than yesterday in terms of workload, because now instead of 5 people, now it's 4 people doing the things. And halfway through the day, Mo left and went to Hawthorne instead, and a lot of other people like Yun and some other people are at the Hawthorne place. And again, I feel lucky that I'm not there, because I don't want to be at that wretched house, okay? I like being on set, even though it's boring. So, yeah, I did the usual stuff, restored yesterday's set, put up posters. They're so dirty. But like, I'm in the art department, so I need to get my hands dirty. I helped put up the curtain, which is like the curtain. There's supposed to be curtains for the theater that we're turning the auditorium into, and we're just putting red curtains over this very shitty iron bar, barely held up by 3 or 4 combo stands or light stands. And it's like it's actually kind of a shitty rig. It's not that shitty. Also today, for a lot of moments, the DP Lopan just like left the scene. It's like he doesn't care anymore. It's like he gave up. But I saw the footage, and they're genuinely not that bad. But they're also kind of safe and inoffensive. They're like commercial cinema, you know, medium wide close-ups, the usual affairs. But yeah, and also the child actress, she's actually really good. She's actually able to act, from what I can see, and she speaks Mandarin and English fluently on a native level, even though she's literally like, 9 years old? Actresses like her are extremely rare. But yeah, aside from that, today was impeccably boring. I just 90% of the day, or at least 85%, is just moving, just heavy lifting, moving the props all the way here, moving the props all the way there, tables, stools, somebody's toolkit, drivers, screwdrivers, scissors, candy, books, boxes, posters, whatever you name it. I'm just doing nothing but moving throughout the entire day. That's why my hand is like hurting right now, and I wash my hands a lot, so my skin is really dry. Thankfully, Jingjin got some PAs to help with us. But yeah, it was mostly me, Ray, and Jingjin, just us three of us fending for our lives today. But I did manage to squeeze some time out so that I could work on my religion midterms, which is moving at a snail's pace. And I'm like, yeah, there's no fucking ballsacks way where I could finish the midterms by tonight and then submit it by tomorrow. So yeah, I had my spotlight journal paper, and then I have my religion midterms, and I keep postponing them because I keep literally not being able to do them. I know I am late to submitting anything. I'm constantly past deadline, but I genuinely, physically, literally cannot do it. I am running out of time too much, and even if I'm not running out of time, like right now I have time, I'm not going to bed now. I am so tired. If I sit down, I will actually just fall asleep. So I went to the auditorium and I sat for a little while, and I fell asleep for like half an hour, just dozed off. That wasn't even my plan. I just started dozing off. Lunch came and it was in and out, and that made me a little excited, but I was sorely disappointed when I realized that all the burgers are pure patty, cheese, bread. That's it. No onions, no pickles, no lettuce, no tomatoes, not even sauce, I believe. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, not that impressive of an In-N-Out meal, unfortunately. But I do have my eyeball on Shake Shack on October 27th. After Anora, or maybe right before Anora. You know what? After Anora, I'll have a quick Shake Shack lunch, you know. Have a quick shack, you know, at Century City. I look forward to that. But that day's gonna cost, obviously. Yeah, and then what else? Yeah. Not much else. Didn't speak to too many other people. For the most part, I'm just like dead inside, walking around. Some background actors came, and one of them sat down and asked me, "Oh, is this a place for background holding?" And I'm like, I don't know. And I was pretty frustrated before lunch because the set is kind of angry, and you know, I just felt very frustrated. I'm like, why am I... There are film sets I enjoy, and then there are film sets I don't enjoy, and unfortunately this is a film set that I don't enjoy. I question, why am I doing this? And when I do that, you know it's a bad film set. Like, there are film sets like Anywhere the Wind Blows, I do it and I'm like, holy shit, I'm happy I did it. I'm happy I'm on set. I'm happy I didn't miss this. And then there are film sets where I'm like, I could be sleeping at home and doing something more important. Why did I agree to this? The only reason why I kept being there is because I want to support Jingchen, Mo, and Ray, because they can't afford losing another art person on today's set because they're already so short-staffed. So, yeah. But otherwise, I have no other reason to be there. I'm not paid. I'm literally dying. In-N-Out made my mood better. But yeah, at some point I was like making weird noises, like and then I tried to like close off this bed. This like this bed that's like foldable, made of cloth and wood, like a long director's chair. It's like one of those beds you put injured or sick people on during the Vietnam War or something, which is probably where this bed even came from to begin with. But yeah, there's this bed and I couldn't close it, and I just slammed it on the ground, or just dropped it on the ground, and then my hair is really long and it's annoying, so I like fling my hair into this, and then the background guy was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So yeah, a little mini temper tantrum. I've had enough. Yeah, the second half of the day is a little chiller. Like, I just spent a lot of time looking at my phone, not doing much. But aside from that, a lot of moving. During lunch, Jing and Ray, instead of eating, they were the only two people in the entire crew to work on a freaking sign because the director didn't like the first one. So they used ramboard, which is like cardboard, and they use marker instead of a brush because we don't have a brush to make the sign. And Ray was particularly locked in, like he skipped lunch. He had an injured finger, he skipped lunch, and he's vigorously spending an unnecessary amount of time for that one freaking sign, aging it, cutting it up to making it look squarish. And even the producers and other like first AD told them like, "Hey, eat first," but they didn't. Yeah. I actually wanted to ask Ray how did he know Aoba, because earlier I saw Aoba and Ray reposting each other's Instagram stories, or somebody made an Instagram story, and so it's interesting because Ray and my mutuals are all USC. How did Aoba end up in the mix? I don't know, but you never know. Suddenly, people are mixed around. And this background guy I did mention, he's not in college. But he is connected with some USC people simply because he just lives in the area. And we have some film mutuals, which is intriguing. But yeah, the day ends, and I did eventually ask the line producer if she's half Japanese, and she's like, "No, it's just a name." And I'm like, "Okay." But yeah, linguistically, today was a bit tough. Maybe it's because I'm tired, but like sometimes I hear Mandarin worse today than yesterday. Sometimes people will just say things in Mandarin, and I just totally do not get it at all. And I spoke English more today. So yeah, I do not know. But I listen to Mandarin way better than I do speak it. So like when I and Ray helped put up the curtain, Ray was talking to me like 95% of the time in Mandarin. And I would know what he's trying to say, but then I would respond back in English. It's really weird. But yeah, it's cool that I'm sort of like, if there's one thing I achieved in this film set, is reaching this level of like half Mandarin, half English kind of level. I don't have much else to add. I'm tired as fuck. I'm gonna watch some anime. I'm gonna work on a religion paper. Hopefully, at least get half of it done by tonight. I already emailed the religion professor saying, "Hey, I have to extend the deadline." Hopefully, that's a yes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I can't fucking wait to sleep. Not only tonight, but also next weekend. I hope there's a day where I could just sleep all day and just chill and just do nothing, because weekends are precious. In fact, I don't think I'm gonna go onto a set for a month. I'm done after this. This is too tiring. Like, unless it's freaking Anywhere the Wind Blows, I'm not that invested in this film. Also, working on this set came at a pretty bad time because like midterms were happening and I had like 5 classes and jobs and stuff. Like when lock happened, I had a lot to lose. Like I could just show up and I have a lot of time. But this one, no. I don't know why I'm doing this. But yeah, let's try to go to bed at like 2:30, which is like 2 hours from now. Now I have a lot of time, honestly. yeah, also I came home, took a shower. Oh, okay. After set, Jingchen drove me to the USC Village where he was supposed to return a bunch of items to the Amazon pickup place, but that place is closed. So now his car is completely stuffed with random stuff that he's supposed to bring back to Amazon. Like random flowers and soil, posters, stools, 6 freaking benches, etc. So instead he's hungry, so he went to Trader Joe's and got some sushi, which I didn't know Trader Joe's sells sushi. And got some chips, and that's his dinner. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go home and cook. So I went home and I cooked. And while I was cooking, Diego and his girlfriend were making some apple muffins, and it was kind of awkward because I don't talk that much. But at some point, I gave them a compliment saying, "Oh, smells good." And Diego's girlfriend was like, "Oh, thank you." And then Quentin came, and they were more friendly to him. They're like, "Hey, hi," and they talk a little more. But they offered Quentin a muffin, and Quentin's like, "Nah, I ate too much sugar today." And then Diego also asked me if I want one, and I'm like, tomorrow? And at some point I said, "Oh, I'm gonna collapse if I cook because I'm just too tired." Which I am. Like, I honestly, usually when I go home and cook, I'm always alone. And I was so ready to be alone. Just quiet peace. So yeah, I'm so tired. Tomorrow's gonna be a long ass day again. Yeah. Gonna wake up at around 8:15 perhaps. 2:30 to 8:15 is not too bad, honestly. It's like nearly 6 hours. But could be better. I have a little more time on Tuesday. Yeah, we'll see. We'll freaking see. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just, I'm still thinking about the Taiwanese girl yesterday telling me that I am objectively good looking. Which is still shocking. Like, that's fucking insane, Imagine if it's Natalie who's doing that. Natalie, this Taiwanese girl I literally met for one day. Natalie, I've known her for 6 years, from Form 1 to Form 6. Imagine if she tells me, "You know what, you're objectively good looking." Like, that's fucking insane, That's, like, deranged, but it just happened. Like, this is insane, honestly. Like, in retrospect, this is actually kind of crazy. Actually, in retrospect, the fact that I have, like, sometimes I take all this for granted, and sometimes I complain, like, "Oh, this film festival rejected me, and blah, 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 making friends is tough," and that's true, but also, like, I always have to keep in my heart that 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I was, like, locked and trapped in my own world, and right now I just meet so many people, experience so much together, and I gain so much experience. I'm, like, exponentially, like, I'm probably, how back in Forms 3 and 4 and 5, I'm always, like, lagging behind. I feel like everyone's doing more than me, and everyone's more meaningful than me. Like, people, they're more useful and meaningful, and their lives are more important than me. But now I feel like I've done more than those people, like Hans, Kingsley, Olivia, Natalie. What have they been doing other than studying and finding internships and the usuals? But I'm out here fighting in the trenches, going to film sets, meeting people from all around the world, and actually trying to make a difference. I feel like I've, in some ways, superseded them. I've come a long way. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm tired. Super duper tired. I'm gonna shut up now. Yeah.